Hi, Nana. We were learning about the conformational isomerism. So, in our previous video, we have learned the conformations of ethane molecule. Okay, right. Suppose, as a part of ethane molecule, the conformations of ethane molecule. So, we have seen that suppose if this is a ethane molecule. Suppose if this is the ethane molecule. So, what happens at room temperature? The ethane molecule at room temperature, the ethane molecule will have sufficient amount of energy to undergo rotation. Okay, suppose if one of the hydrogen is replaced by methyl group, what happens? So here the strain increases. The strain, because here what happens? Some strain is introduced. This is a bulky group. CH3 is a bulky group. So what happens? Repulsion starts between this methyl group and hydrogen. So due to that repulsion, the molecule become unstable. So already there are repulsions between the bonded electrons of carbon CH3 bond and carbon hydrogen bond. So between these two bonds, there are electron repulsions, bonded electron repulsions. So as a result of bonded electron repulsions, so this conformation, this is called as eclipsed conformation. So this eclipsed conformation, it suffers instability. Okay, so that repulsion between bonded electron pairs is known as a torsional strain, and the repulsion between the atoms is said to be van der Waals strain. Okay, see, look here. As hydrogen is replaced by methyl group, so the rotational barrier increases. So with the increase in the bulkiness of the substituent, what happens? The rotation barrier will gradually increases. If rotation barrier is very much high, sometimes what happens? Sometimes if barriers are large enough, then rotation of the confirm rotation of the conformation at a room temperature is completely prevented, completely stopped. Suppose if it is very bulky group, if this is a very bulky group, what happens? The rotation of this conformation will be prevented, and it remains in this form only. So at that case, under that circumstances, what happens? This molecule does not show any conformational isomerism. Simply, it shows only configurational isomerism. Okay. Suppose if biphenyl groups are attached. So examples, biphenyl groups. So I'm writing the point here. So this is about ethane molecule. So if barriers are large enough, that means very bulky. If barriers are large enough, then rotation of the conformation at room temperature, is completely prevented. It is completely prevented. It is completely prevented. That means stopped. So then the compound, okay, in that case, the compound shows only configurational isomerism. Compound shows only configurational isomerism. Not conformational. So in that case, it does not show conformational isomerism. When the barriers are large enough, when does this happens? When barriers are large enough. When does this barrier will become large? Whenever very bulky group is attached, or else whenever a bulky group is replaced, if it replaces hydrogen, if hydrogen is replaced by bulky group, then the barrier will increase, energy barrier will increase, or else rotation barrier will increase. So if barriers are very large amounts, then the rotation is stopped, almost it is completely prevented. So that means this eclipsed conformation, it does not convert into staggered conformation. Okay, so now this is called as eclipsed conformation. So upon rotation, what happens? This will convert into staggered conformation. So normally it happens. Normally, if it is ethane molecule, that means if it is hydrogen, normally it happens naturally. So this ethane have enough energy to undergo rotation, and it shows it shows both staggered as well as eclipsed form of conformation. With the substitution of this hydrogen by some other group, particularly with bulky group, what happens? The rotation barrier increases. Rotation barrier increases means the energy difference between the lowest stable and highest stable conformation. So if that energy gap, or else if that energy difference is increased, then the barrier is said to be increased. That means the rotation barrier is increased. So if barriers are large enough, then rotation of the rotation at room temperature, RT means room temperature, is completely prevented. So like this. So this happens when substituted biphenyls. So this happens particularly in substituted biphenyls. So you will find such type of thing. Okay, right. Next, torsional strain. One more thing. Torsional strain is maximum when torsional strain is maximum when torsional angle what is the meaning of torsional angle? Dihedral angle. It is called as dihedral angle. Dihedral angle. Okay, torsional strain is maximum when torsional angle is minimum. Okay, that means torsional strain is inversely proportional to torsional angle. Torsional strain is inversely proportional to torsional angle. So if torsional angle is minimum, so for example, if it is in eclipsed form, if the molecule is in eclipsed form, so then the torsional angle is 0. Torsional angle is also called as dihedral angle. So it will be 0. So when dihedral angle is 0, what happens? The torsional strain will be maximum, because the electron density of the bonded of the two bonds will undergo strong repulsion. That means torsional strain will be maximum. So like this, the torsional strain is inversely proportional to torsional angle. Okay, right. Next, now we will learn about the conformations of butane. So this is all about the conformations of ethane molecule. Okay, see, suppose if it is a CH3 group, actually CH3, CH2, CH3, it is called as N-propane. Okay, so here this is first carbon, second carbon and third carbon. So now, actually in ethane, if it is hydrogen, then it is said to be ethane. If it is hydrogen, then it is said to be ethane. If one of the hydrogen is replaced by CH3 group, now it has become propane. So now propane should not be called as propane while learning about conformations, because we are interested in the rotation of the bond between any two carbons. So these two carbons are considered. So this is front carbon and this is rear carbon, back carbon. Okay, and to this back carbon, that means unto this carbon, so CH3 group is attached. That means this CH3 group is attached. Okay, so now this is called as substituted ethane. Don't consider it as propane. So now it is called as methyl substituted ethane. Okay. Suppose if two, even this if one of this hydrogen is replaced by methyl group, now it should be called as butane, but still we call it as disubstituted ethane, because here one hydrogen is replaced by methyl group on this carbon, and even on this carbon also one hydrogen is replaced by methyl group. So in that case, what happens? So now we will learn we will discuss the conformations based on the two central atoms. See here, butane, conformations of butane here. These two, this is normal butane, N-butane. So these two are considered as these two central carbons are considered for the study of this conformations of butane. Okay, and this is called as butane is called as N. It is called N-butane. It is treated as 1,2-dimethyl ethane, because actually so this carbon ethane, in ethane there are 3 hydrogens. Okay, so on 2 carbons on each carbon. So if one hydrogen is replaced by CH3 group, and even the other hydrogen of other carbon is also replaced by CH3 group, now this N-butane is formed. It is called as dimethyl ethane, 1,2-dimethyl ethane. So in order to study the conformations, so we will consider the butane as 1,2-dimethyl ethane, or else 1,2-disubstituted ethane. Okay, right. Suppose if you see this one, ethane molecule, this is the front carbon. It is having 4 hydrogens, and this is the back carbon. It is also having 4 hydrogens. So now it is in eclipsed form. Actually, this hydrogen should be placed exactly behind this hydrogen. So now these two are in eclipsed form. So here what happened? So this hydrogen is replaced by methyl group. That means one hydrogen of back front carbon. This is hydrogen of front carbon. It is also replaced by methyl group. So now this is called as N-butane, or else 1,2-dimethyl ethane. Okay. So now this about this molecule. Else about this molecule, now we are going to learn the different conformations shown by this butane. See, the back carbon, upon rotation of the back carbon, so you will get so many conformations. Every rotation will give one conformation. So infinite number of rotations are possible around a single bond. So because here around this single bond, the rotation of atoms is taking place either clockwise or anti-clockwise. So rotation of atoms takes place. As a result of rotation of atoms, these two carbon atoms, or else rotation of carbon atoms based on this around this single bond, so it leads to the formation of several conformations. Okay, so out of several conformations, infinite number of conformations, so 4 conformations are very important conformations. Okay, so they are called as 4 extreme conformations. Okay, so or else 4 prominent conformations. What are those 4 prominent conformations? One is fully eclipsed or else a syn periplanar conformation. The second one is synclinal conformation, or else it is also called as Gauch or else Gauche. Okay. Next, third type of prominent conformation is anticlinal conformation. Okay. Next, fully staggered, or else it is also called as anti, or else it is also called as trans, or else it is also called as anti-periplanar conformation. So these are the four prominent conformations shown by butane. So all other conformations are said to be skew forms, or else skew conformation. So these are the important conformations. Okay. So now we will learn about these conformations. Right. So actually this diagram already I mean it is I have drawn the same diagram here. So now it is called as syn periplanar. Syn periplanar means fully eclipsed. So one methyl group is located behind another methyl group, and the dihedral angle is 0. Now the dihedral angle is 0 between these two methyl groups. Whenever the dihedral angle is 0, then there will be large repulsions between these two bonds, and also between the atom, this group of atoms and this group of atoms. So that means here in syn periplanar or else fully eclipsed form, there is large repulsion in that conformation. Hence that molecule is hence that conformation is highly unstable conformation. Okay, highly unstable conformation. So immediately what happens? It will try to undergo rotation. So it will convert into it will after rotation, after 60 degrees of rotation, so see, I'm moving only the back carbon, I'm fixing the front carbon. Okay, so the back carbon I'm moving. So upon 60 degrees of dihedral angle rotation, so what happens? The back methyl group will come like this. Okay, so CH3. Me means I may write as Me or CH3, whatever, both are same. Me means methyl, or else simply CH3. I may use either Me or CH3, so both are same. Okay, right. So now this is having two hydrogens and one hydrogen here and another hydrogen here. So these two hydrogens, they are shifted to these two places, and methyl group, it is shifted here. Okay, so methyl group, actually this is methyl group Me, this is also Me. Okay, so this is fixed. I'm fixing this one and moving this one back carbon. So what happened? So now I got a conformation. So now it is called as Gauche or else synclinal. See, look here, this is fully eclipsed or else syn periplanar. So if I draw the line structure or else Sahar's projection, so what happens if I observe from this side? So this from this side, if I observe by keeping eye, so this will be the first carbon and this will be the second carbon. On this carbon, methyl group is present. That means this carbon is treated as first carbon and this carbon is treated as second carbon. So between these two carbons, there is a single bond, and that there is a single bond between these two carbons. So rotation of that bond takes place. Okay, due to the rotation of this bond, this single bond, the atoms around this single bond, so you will get so many conformations. So look here. So on first carbon there is methyl group, and even on the second carbon also there is methyl group, and these two methyl groups, their dihedral angle is 0. Hence there is a larger repulsion between these two methyl groups. So now upon tilting, upon rotation of 60 degree dihedral angle, so now I can draw this one like this. So this is tilted here. So now what happened? So this hydrogen will come here, this hydrogen will come here, and this methyl will come here. So here methyl group. So this is this is hydrogen. This is another hydrogen. Okay. So now this is called as Gauche, synclinal or else Gauche form. Okay. Again, again 60 degrees more rotation. After 60 more degrees rotation, that means at a rotation of 120 dihedral angle. So what happens? The molecule will again it forms what? So here this is the first carbon methyl group is present. So now the this second carbon methyl group is present. So this methyl group it is shifted here and finally to here. Okay, so this is hydrogen of first carbon. This is also hydrogen of first carbon, and this is hydrogen of methyl group. Back carbon. This is also hydrogen of back carbon. So now again here eclipse form is formed, but here in this eclipse form, so here methyl groups are not they are not present at 0 degrees dihedral angle. So here the dihedral angle between these two methyl groups is 120. Okay, here in this case the dihedral angle, if here it is 0. When dihedral angle between the methyl group is 0, then it is said to be fully eclipsed. If the dihedral angle is not 0, if it is 120, then it is said to be partial eclipse, or else simply anticlinal. It is called as partial eclipse. Partial eclipse. So here the repulsion is not that much felt when compared to the conformation, fully eclipsed conformation. So after that what happens? So 60 more degree rotation of the back carbon. So what happens? It leads to the formation of this structure. So this is first carbon only, and the methyl group will come here. Okay, two hydrogens will be placed like this. Back carbons, two hydrogens, and methyl group. So now between this methyl group and this methyl group, so there is a dihedral angle of 180 degrees. 180 degrees. Okay, so this is what? This is syn periplanar, this is synclinal, and this is anticlinal or else partial eclipse. Synclinal is also called as gauche, and this is what? This is called as fully staggered. This is fully staggered, or else anti, or else trans, or else simply anti-periplanar. Okay, this is the most stable structure. This is the least stable structure. This is the most stable structure. This is the least stable structure, and this is this is first highest stable. This is second highest stable. This is the third highest stable, and this is the least stable. Okay, so again what happens after 60 degrees? After a rotation of 60 degrees, after a rotation of 60 more angle, 60 more degrees rotation, so now methyl group, back methyl group comes here. So this is the methyl group of first carbon. So this is hydrogen of first carbon. Okay, so now this is hydrogen of second carbon. This is hydrogen of second carbon. So now again this is eclipse form, but not complete eclipse, because methyl group is not overlapping another methyl group. So here behind hydrogen methyl group is present, and behind methyl hydrogen group is present. But in this case, behind methyl one more methyl is present. So it is fully eclipsed and it is partially eclipsed. See, look here. This structure is the mirror image of this structure. This structure is mirror image of this structure almost. Okay, these two are said to be mirror images to each other. After this one, after this structure, what happens? You will get mirror images. So this one mirror image will form here. It will form here. Okay. Now methyl hydrogen. So these two are mirror images to each other. These two are mirror images. Okay. So these two are what? These two are synclinal. These two are synclinal. Okay. So this is a central one. Center. Okay. So these two are synclinal. These two are anticlinal. and these two, and one more. Finally, we'll get a, so after 360 rotation, after 360 rotation of 360 dihedral angle, so now you will get the first original conformation again is repeated. Okay, again it is repeated at the here this is methyl group of first carbon, methyl group of second carbon. So this is the hydrogen, and these are the hydrogens of the second carbon. So like this, finally you will get another fully staggered form. So that means this is a complete cycle. Okay, so methyl group, upon methyl back carbon, if it rotates, so initially this is the prominent or else extreme structure, this is the next extreme structure, this is the next extreme structure, again this is the mirror image of these extreme structures. So these are the four extreme structures. So synclinal syn periplanar, okay, synclinal, anticlinal, antiperiplanar. Okay, again this is anticlinal, synclinal, synperiplanar. So like this. Okay, so these two are again mirror images to each other. See, the extreme, these two extremes are least stable. They are least stable, and this is the highest stable structure. Okay, so which structure is highly stable? So staggered or else anti-periplanar is the highest stable structure, and the synclinal, synperiplanar is least stable structure. See, if I draw the energy diagram, so this is the these are the conformations. So these are the four types of conformations which are formed in butane. Okay, if you see the energy diagrams or else stability wise, how the diagram looks, how the diagram of energy diagram of butane will be. So we will learn. So this is on this x-axis we will draw the angle of rotation or else dihedral angle, or else simply we call it as a torsional angle. So 0 degrees torsional angle. So 60 degrees at an interval of 60 we will draw. So 60, 120, okay, next 180, next after 180 240, okay, next 300, next 360. See, it will be like this. So it potential energy. So at 0 degrees dihedral angle. So when torsional angle is 0, then it possesses highest energy. So what happens? So this is the structure with the highest energy, conformation with highest energy, and this conformation is said to be synperiplanar. Okay, synperiplanar. What happens? It converts into this one, Gauss structure or else a synclinal. So this is having highest energy. Okay, so highest energy means least stable, highest potential energy. Now what happens? So here this is the here the energy decreases. This is synclinal. Next again energy increases, anticlinal. Again the energy increases, anticlinal, and again energy decreases at 180 degrees. At 180 degrees, so you'll get least energy conformation, and again after that you'll get at 240, at 240, so it at 120, at 120, and at 240 you will get another conformation. So like this, 180 here, it is 240, 240 degrees here, 300 degrees, and here 360 degrees. See, these two are what? The first and last structure. Okay, so here it is having least potential energy, and it is having, these two are having some more potential energy than this one. Okay, and this is having, this is called as anticlinal or else partial eclipse, and these two are fully eclipsed structures. So the energy of fully eclipsed structure, it is highest, and the energy of fully staggered structure is the least. Okay, so now the energy difference between these two. So this is what? This is fully staggered and this is fully eclipsed. So here the difference in the energy. Okay, so that energy difference is called as a torsional barrier. It is called as a rotation barrier. And here in case of butane, the value will be around 25 kilocalories. 25 kilojoules per mole. For ethane it is 12. For butane it is nearly 25 kilojoule per mole. So it may be from it may range from 18 to 25 kilojoule per mole, but in most of the books it is given as 25 kilojoule per mole. Okay, right. So this is the energy diagram which shows the energy levels of different conformations. So here the one which is having more energy, more potential energy, it is said to be least stable, and the one which is having least potential energy is said to be highly stable. So here the highly stable structure is fully staggered, and least stable structure is called as fully eclipsed structure, and these are the intermediates. So here this one is this is called as Gaussian. Gaussian structure is having less energy when compared to partial eclipse structure. Partial eclipse structure is also called as anticlinal. So like this. So these are the diagrams related to butane conformations of butane. So there are some more points to learn. See, in fully eclipsed, the fully eclipsed form is the least stable form. Fully eclipsed form is the least stable form. Remember, why it is least stable form? Because it is having two types of strains. What are the two types of strain? One is a torsional strain and another one is van der Waals strain. Fully eclipsed conformation. Fully eclipsed conformation have two types of strains. It is highly unstable or else least stable. Simply least stable structure conformation. So because why it is least stable? Because there are large amount of repulsions. So what, due to the repulsions, here two types of strains are formed: torsional strain and another one is van der Waals strain. Van der Waals strain. It is also called as steric strain. Steric strain. Steric means it is related to spatial arrangement. Space. So see here in if I see in a fully eclipsed means it is like this: methyl group, and here on back carbon also, here the methyl group so will be here only, I mean on the top. So these are said to be flag poles. So the one which are rising up, they are said to be flag poles. So this is flagpole methyl group. This is another flagpole methyl group. The distance between these two, it is very less. Actually, the distance between two methyl groups, it is only 210 picometer. So it also makes, so due to this reason also, what happens, the stability, it will be least stable. So actually, if these are two hydrogen atoms, suppose if these two are hydrogen atoms, then the van der Waals radius between the two hydrogen atoms, so the van der Waals radius between the two hydrogen atoms, the distance is, radius distance is 240 picometer. But here, when these are replaced by methyl groups, CH3 groups, what happens? So the distance is still decreased. So now the distance between the two methyl groups is only 210. It is less than the distance between the two methyl groups. It is less than the van der Waals radii of two hydrogen atom. Hence, these two methyl groups will experience large amount of repulsion. Okay, so the repulsion between these two methyl groups, so takes place. So that repulsion is said to be van der Waals strain. Okay, so now here this is a bond and this is another bond. So bond means electron density. This here also electron density. Between the electron density of these two bonds, there will be repulsion. So that repulsion is said to be torsional strain. Okay, here the methyl groups or else the atoms, between the atoms there is repulsion. So that repulsion is said to be van der Waals strain, and torsional strain is between the bonded electrons repulsion. See, actually this methyl group and this methyl group, these two also contain what? So CH3 methyl group, and this is also another methyl group CH3. Okay, these two methyl groups also have different bonds. Okay, so that means electrons. Bonds means again electrons. So due to the repulsion between the electrons of these atoms, the 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 resultant strain is said to be van der Waals strain, and due to the repulsion between the electrons of these bonds, that means this bond and this bond, electron density of these two bonds, if there is a repulsion, then that repulsion is said to be torsional repulsion. Okay, so these two, this is methyl group, this is methyl group. These two methyl groups are, so I have shown here some separately. So actually between these two carbons, these methyl groups are attached to these two carbons. So between these two carbons there is a single bond. Okay. Right. See, the fully eclipsed is the least stable form due to van der Waals strain and also due to torsional strain. So this is an additional strain. Okay. So if the electron clouds of the pair of atoms or groups, okay, are too close to each other, that means here electron cloud of this group and electron cloud of this group. So if they are too close to each other, what happens? Then there is a destabilization takes place due to the electrostatic repulsion of the electron clouds of these two molecules. So what happens? So such a repulsion is said to be van der Waals strain. Okay. Here the distance between the methyl groups is 210 only. The distance between the two methyl groups is 210 picometer. So which is less than the sum of the van der Waals radius of two hydrogen atoms. See, if these are the two hydrogen atoms, suppose if these are the two hydrogen atoms, then the sum of the van der Waals radius of these two hydrogen atoms will be 240. But if these hydrogen atoms are replaced by methyl groups, then what happens? So the distance between the two methyl groups will decrease and it will be less than 240. That means it is 210 picometer only. So as a result of this one, what happens? So large repulsion between the two methyl groups takes place. So like this, we can discuss about fully eclipsed conformation. Next, about Gaussian. So Gaussian conformation. So in Gaussian conformation, it is like this. So this is methyl group, and this methyl group, it will be the second carbon, due to the rotation of the second carbon by a dihedral angle of 60. So what happens? You will get the conformation like this. Okay, here also between this methyl group and this methyl group, so there exists some repulsion, some sort of repulsion is present between these two methyl groups, and that repulsion is said to be Gaussian repulsion. It is called as Gaussian repulsion. Gaussian repulsion. That means repulsion between two methyl groups in Gaussian conformation. So this is called as Gaussian conformation. This is what this is called as fully eclipsed, and this is called as Gaussian or else synclinal. Okay, Gaussian form or synclinal form of conformation. So here between two methyl groups, these two methyl groups will experience some repulsion, and that repulsion is said to be Gaussian repulsion. Okay, and the potential energy barrier already we have seen. So between the highest stable and the least stable conformation in N-butane, the energy difference or else energy barrier or else simply rotational barrier is called it is 25 kilojoule per mole. Okay, so these are all the points, important points related to N-butane. Okay, now we will learn about the conformation related to glycol and its related compounds. Conformations of glycol and related compounds. Glycol and glycol related compounds. Glycol and glycol related compound. What is glycol? Glycol is nothing but, so if two OH groups are present on these two adjacent carbons of ethane, okay, say then it is said to be glycol. It is said to be glycol. Okay, it is said to be glycol. See, if you observe the conformations of this glycol, I'm drawing the conformations of glycol. There are four prominent conformations. Okay, so here, so this is the first carbon. This is the first carbon. On first carbon, OH is present. OH is present, and two hydrogens are present. Two hydrogens, and this is what circle. This second carbon. Second carbon. So even on second carbon also OH is present. So OH is present. OH on second carbon. OH on second carbon, and this second carbon is having two hydrogens. So two hydrogens. Okay, like this. Now this is fully eclipsed conformation. Fully eclipsed. It is fully eclipsed conformation. Okay. So what happens in fully eclipsed conformation? So repulsion takes place. Repulsion exists. So torsional repulsion is there. Torsional repulsion. Torsional repulsion is there. See, one thing we have to learn that here between one OH and another OH, so there exists a hydrogen bonding. Hydrogen bonding is formed between these two OH, but still there is a repulsion. Torsional strain is there. So what due to the torsional strain, what happens? This molecule, it is somewhat less stable. Okay, so it is less stable. Next, so what happens? It undergoes rotation. So upon rotation, what happens? It undergoes rotation of 60 degrees dihedral. So it forms a structure like this. It forms a structure like this, OH. OH and here OH. So these two are the hydrogens of first carbon, and these two are the hydrogens of the second carbon. See, look here. Here also hydrogen bond takes place. Hydrogen bond is formed, but there is no torsional strain because they are separated far away from each other by an angle of 60 degrees. So there is a very less repulsion. Torsional strain is less, but due to the presence of hydrogen bonding, what happens? So this structure is stable structure. Okay, this structure is stable structure. Now, upon further rotation of 60 degrees, it forms a partial eclipsed structure. It forms a partial eclipsed structure, or else anticlinal, partial eclipsed or anticlinal structure. Okay. So what happens here? Here there is no hydrogen bonding, because this hydrogen is not in the reach of this oxygen, or else this hydrogen is not in the reach of oxygen. So what happens? They are far away from each other, so they cannot form hydrogen bonding. So as it is not having hydrogen bonding, so its stability decreases. Okay. Now it further rotates by an angle of 60. Now the new structure formed is like this. The new conformation formed is like this. The OH group will come here. Okay, these are the two hydrogens related to back carbon. So now here what happens? So this should be the this is what, this is anti, and this is what, fully eclipsed, or this is fully staggered. Generally fully staggered should be greater in stability. See, in butane, one thing we forget to write about the stability of butane. So in butane, the stability order will be like this: fully staggered in butane. This is about butane, not this one. So this is about butane. We forget to write this one. So fully staggered conformation is more stable than synclinal. That means gauche. And gauche is more stable than anticlinal. Anticlinal means partial eclipse. Okay, and finally the least stable structure is fully eclipsed structure. It is fully eclipsed structure. So generally it should be like this. Generally the order of stability will be like this if there is no hydrogen bond. But presence of hydrogen bond, it makes the stability order, it changes the stability order. See, out of these four, due to the presence of hydrogen bonding, so gauche, this is called as gauche. This is what, anticlinal, or else partially eclipse. Okay, so here, due to the presence of gaseous, due to the presence of hydrogen bonding, intramolecular hydrogen bonding, what happens? So the stability, intramolecular hydrogen bonding will increase the stability of this gauche, and the stability, due to its more stability, so it is stable even than the fully staggered form also. Okay, normally the fully staggered is more stable than gauche form, and gauche form is more stable than anticlinal, and finally you will get fully eclipsed. But here, whenever hydrogen OH groups are present, so on a gauche position, what happens? The hydrogen bond is formed, and here there is no torsional strain, it is very less. So due to this, what happens? So the gauche form will become more stable even than fully staggered form also. So that means in the compounds which are related to glycol, or else glycol related compounds also, here the conformation, the stability of the conformation order will be like this. So gauche is highly stable than fully staggered, and after this the anticlinal will form, anticlinal or else partial eclipse, and finally fully eclipsed will conformation will get. Okay, so this is the stability decreasing order. stability decreasing order. So this is applicable to the glycol or else glycol related compounds only. See, in glycol related compounds, so you'll get one OH group on one carbon, and either NH2 group or else NHR group or else NMe, Me2, okay, Me2, that means two methyl groups on nitrogen. So NH2 or NHR or else NMe2 or else fluorine or chlorine or OH or else OR. So if these groups are present, okay, on the other carbon, so on one carbon there should be OH group, and on other carbon there should be either of these, any of these groups. So in that case, then those compounds are said to be either glycol or else glycol related compounds. In those compounds, what happens? The order of stability will be in this fashion. So this OH is present on one carbon, and on the second carbon, either NH2 or NHR or else NMe, dimethylamine. Okay, NMe means, so fluorine or chlorine or OH or OR. If they are present, then they are said to be glycol compounds or glycol related compounds. So in those compounds, the order of stability will be like this. So normally, so the order of stability follows like this normally. So fully staggered is more stable than synclinal or else Gaussian form, and which is more stable than partial eclipse or else anticlinal, and finally the fully eclipsed form is the least stable form. So like this the discussion will go. Okay, next one more concept we will learn. One two dihaloethanes. Conformations of 1,2 dihaloethanes. 1,2 dihaloethanes. 1,2 dihaloethanes. What is the meaning of 1,2 dihaloethanes? Suppose if it is ethane molecule, so here what happens? One hydrogen is replaced by halogen, and even on this carbon also one hydrogen is replaced by halogen, and two hydrogens are present on both carbons. So now this is said to be 1,2 dihaloethanes. So this X means either it may be fluorine or chlorine or bromine or iodine. So any halogen. Okay. So any halogen atoms it may be. See, conformational equilibrium is shifted from anti to Gaussian here. Okay, so in this case what happens? So here in a conformational in 1,2 dihaloethanes, the conformational equilibrium is shifted from anti. Generally anti will be more stable. And Gaussian will be somewhat less stable. But here what happens? So in chlorine, bromine, iodine, if these are chlorine, bromine and iodines, dichloro or dibromo or diiodo, what happens? So anti is more stable. But if it is a difluoro, what happens? The conformational equilibrium is shifted from anti to Gaussian. Form. So that means difluoro, Gaussian is more stable than anti. Whereas in dichloro or else dibromo or diiodo, so anti is more stable than the Gaussian. Okay. So in case of that means Conformational equilibrium is shifted from anti. Okay, from anti means here. Here we have to write like this. Anti in chloro, bromo or iodo to gauche in difluoro what ethane, 1,2-difluoroethane, 1,2-difluoroethane. So that means in 1,2-difluoroethane gauche is more stable, whereas in 1,2-dichloro or difluoro or diiodo, dichloro or dibromo or diiodo, anti is more stable. Okay, right. Next, one more thing is conformation of propanol. Conformations in propanol. Conformations of propanol. Propanol. All means aldehyde. So propanol means, so it will be like this. So this is what? This is propanol. Okay. See here, this normally we will learn the we have learned the conformation related to rotation of single bond between two sp3 hybridized carbon. So far we learned. So here so far all the studies till we have done regarding conformation is the rotation of bond which is connected to two sp3 carbon atoms. Now here in propanol, so this bond, so the rotation of this bond we will study. So actually this bond is connected between sp. This is what? This is sp3 hybrid carbon. This is sp3 hybrid carbon, whereas this is what? This is sp2 hybrid carbon. So here the single bond between the sp3 hybridized carbon and sp2 hybridized carbon. So it due to rotation of this single bond, what happens? Different conformations are produced. So here this methyl group, simply it is acting as a substituent on this carbon. So now this is first carbon, let us assume. This is first carbon, this is a second carbon. Or else simply I may draw like this. This is the first carbon, methyl group on first carbon. Two hydrogens are present on the first carbon, and this is what? This is what? Double bond O, and one hydrogen is present. So here we cannot draw perfectly the Newman projection. Simply I will draw Sahar's structure so that we can easily understand. Okay. So here, so this is the first carbon, second carbon. So this is the first carbon and this is second carbon. Remember, okay, because here we are discussing about the rotation of this bond, not this bond. So between the sp2 carbon and sp3 carbon. So here this is sp2 carbon. It is connected to oxygen by double bond, and it is having one hydrogen. And on this carbon there is a methyl group. And two hydrogens are attached. Okay, so what is happened here? So this is a double bond, and this is what? Methyl group. This carbon. See, in propanol, four major or also four extreme conformations are formed. In propanol, four extreme conformations are formed. There are four extreme conformations. in propanol. What are they? So these 4 out of 4, so 2 are said to be eclipsed. 2 are said to be eclipsed, eclipsing or else eclipsing or eclipse. So 2 are eclipsing conformations, and 2 are said to be bisecting conformation. Bisecting, 2 are eclipsing conformation and 2 are bisecting conformations. Okay, right. So this methyl group, it is in I mean behind this methyl group, this oxygen is present. So here we are observing, this is our eye, and we are observing from this side. So this is the first carbon, this is the second carbon. That means this is first carbon and this is second carbon, and this is methyl group. So this methyl group is written here like this. So this structure is said to be eclipsing structure. That means here methyl group, so and oxygen are there, both are eclipsed. What is the meaning of eclipse? Solar eclipse, lunar eclipse. So actually in solar eclipse or lunar eclipse, what happens? So here sun, moon and earth. So sun, moon and earth, they come in a straight line. In straight line. So here even in our chemistry also, in molecules also, so eclipse means, so here these two will come under straight line. So the angle, dihedral angle becomes 0. Okay, dihedral angle becomes 0. So this is one eclipsing. So there are 2 eclipsing forms, conformations in propanol. So another eclipsing structure will be like this: hydrogen, methyl, hydrogen, oxygen, hydrogen. So another eclipsing structure, this hydrogen is in eclipse with this oxygen, double bonded oxygen. So this is also eclipsing structure only. There are 2 eclipsing structure and 2 bisecting structures. What are the 2 bisecting structures? How they are drawn? See, look here, first carbon. So here hydrogen and methyl groups are present. Inverted Y. Okay, here oxygen, so double bond O and hydrogen. See, if you bring this one, what happens? It will bisect these 2. Bisect means divide, making into equal parts, equal halves. So now if I bring this one here straightly, so it will pass through these 2, between these 2 it will pass. Okay, so now it is said to be bisecting structure. Or else between 2 hydrogens, this is methyl group, this is oxygen, hydrogen. Okay, so like this. So these 2 are said to be bisecting conformation. Okay, these 2 are said to be eclipsing conformation. Okay, so like this. Here in propanol, the rotation of the bond is which type of bond? Here this bond is between the sp3 carbon and sp3 carbon, and this bond is between sp3 carbon and sp2 carbon. So now in propanol, so this bond is, the rotation around this bond is important, and this bond, due to the rotation of this bond, what happens? 4 prominating or else 4 extreme conformations are resulted. Most important. So many conformations are generally occurring, but 4 conformations are most important conformations. Those conformations are said to be eclipsing conformation and bisecting conformation. So two conformations are eclipsing conformation and 2 conformations are bisecting conformations. Okay, so like this, the conformations of propanol can be discussed. Okay, so with this, the conformations related to Open chain compound is finished. Now in the next video we will learn the conformations of cycloalkanes. Okay, bye.